Hey guys, Profosist here. Cooler Master contacted, well, technically I think I reached out to them after they sent me some mice in the past, for no reason, really. We took a look at those. That would be, what was it, Zornet 2, and then Sentinel 3. Sentinel 3. Zornet 2, we liked the shape already, so it was definitely a good mouse. Sentinel 3 they sent because they didn't know I already had a Zornet 2. Not a huge fan of that mouse, but it was an interesting shape. Well, they decided to send me things. They did, however, send it to the Profisk. So that's why here we have the Profisk. This is actually Hamlet. You've probably seen him interrupt our streams more than once. But he decided to be part of this unboxing and hasn't moved. As you can see, he's getting rather comfy. So let's get this box open. We're going to have to move the box and disturb Hamlet here. And there's, I guess we'll tack the sides first, so maybe we can flip up the flap and like push him off the box.
Fighting words.
I mean, he's, you want to get that side of the box?
There. Sir, watch yourself. Knife.
Alright. Let's see what we can do here. I don't want to go in front of the camera because that will. Oh, damn it! You're gonna have to move here. Like, can you get up? You can still be here. We're gonna put you right here. You're still part of the table there. You can still be part of this. This is perfectly fine. You can. Yeah. But you can't be on top of a box. Alright, so we got the box open. We have, we got your normal generic green bubbly wrap here. Falling out. Let's see if there's, look at that. Lots of bubble wrap. Keep that for shipping RMAs, because as you know, hashtag all the RMAs. I already have a couple more that need to go out. Thanks for whichever follower created that hashtag. It's still going strong. So zooming a bit more for you guys here. So first thing on top, we got MM520. So it's looking like this is the, what are you gonna say, like Zornet or Spawn inspired mouse.
Cracking open the flap, it definitely looks bigger. It looks like a
maybe an Akari laser.
Mouse. An Akari laser, yeah.
Those are two of my favorite mice right there. So
yeah, I suppose
they do say this one is a claw grip. Generally, claw grip are smaller, so that's why people love that Zornet, Spawn, Zornet 2 shape.
pretty typical Cooler Master pack.
Oh, and they did for those people who may have a say a micro center near you. So they do have the flap on the bottom or the cutout, so you will actually be able to kind of feel the, without having. Sometimes at micro center they do let you open them up though. So I got this one. Let's just put this back here. What else we got here? We got the MM530, which I quite like this shape. I actually didn't have a mouse until very recently that actually was this shape. It's the same shape as the Mizar and the Elcor. Mizar would have been the US release. Elcor is the, what do you want to say, like European?
We just never got the Elcor.
Yeah. Inside. This one actually was, back in the day, this one was one that was trialed on Geekhack. One of the first places that people had this to try out was Geekhack. Same thing on, I'm in a way, I'm really pumped about the MM520 too, because this has been rumored on Geekhack, I believe, since like 2011, maybe 2012.
Slightly
palmier Zornet / Spawn. Carter had it on Geekhack way back in the day. I tried to find the post. Yeah. I literally spent a couple hours looking for it, and this was before the Rootworm event happened, so it is subsequently deleted. Or if there is mention of it, there isn't the picture, which was like, okay, imagine cell phone camera, 2011 picture, in dark room.
Sure.
You could see it was a Zornet / Spawn shape, but that was it. Yeah. And here's a surprise that both Squeers over here and I did not know that we were getting initially. We actually thought we were getting one or the other of those mice, but they actually sent us this master set MS120, which is a keyboard and mouse combo. Initially, I also thought it came with the what is it, the 520? This guy here, because those mice look really close. You probably can't see this one on there. Mice look really close, but it's the same shape, but different sensor, lower end sensor to get both of these in. This one is at 90, and then the two separate mice, you're looking at 50 each. And that just fell. That's why it's got retail packaging. But yeah, so we're gonna unbox these. We're gonna get the camera a little bit closer and crack these open and take a peek at them for you guys. Here we got the three items. We got the two mice and the mouse and keyboard combo. What do you want to tackle first?
Up to you. I know you're most excited about the 520, so why don't you
I like the
why don't you crack that bad boy open? 6 years in waiting.
In here, okay, so are we going to show them the technique of properly opening the box? Okay, everybody on mouse boxes, Squares is the one that taught me this here. They always go for the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong.
I mean, you can go for the bottom, but it looks a little more difficult on this one.
It's always better because, okay, on the top, and they do this on purpose because it hangs. And people always think with this flap and everything else, it's always really hard to open that. So what you do is you actually go to the bottom. And a lot of times there's only one sticker. In this case, we got two, one on each side, right? And then what you do, just because I'm showing you this, do not go to stores and steal mice way easier than before. Please, we don't condone stealing mice. You pay for your mice, you get them as review samples.
You just implanted that into their brains now.
See, watch this. No futzing with that stupid flap. Well, it's staying there now. Okay, so in the back here, we're gonna. Is that a purple?
Looks like a purple and/or pink board, yeah.
I approve of a purple. USB cable. Okay, so in here we have the MM520's manual. Body is plastic. I would hope so.
This is not a Corsair mount.
Pixart 3360, 1200 DPI max, which is, I believe, native max DPI on a 3360.
Mm-hmm.
20 million click for switch life expectancy. We got the cord length 1.8 meters. You're looking at what? 4 or 5 foot?
5 foot probably, yeah.
Then we got inches per second, 150, acceleration 30 Gs. That's all 3360 normal stuff. 6 buttons, full RGB color. This doesn't seem to be listed in here, but I believe Squares read it on the outside of the box. It does have PVT left and right clicks.
Yeah,
on the inside of the flap here, it says PVT buttons. If you're wondering why that is actually, you're not going to see many manufacturers talk about plastics, but that is something you do want to talk about because, like, say when it comes to keyboards, PVT keycap is just plain old better than your standard ABS keycap. Feels better on the finger generally, and then you got better wear, no shiny, better texture, just better plastic at least for feeling up, I guess would be the.
They last longer too, you said.
Yeah,
right?
Generally last longer.
I think it's the fingerprints and smudges. And
it's a little softer of a plastic though.
They don't like get your greasy fingerprints.
Yeah,
all
they don't.
over,
It doesn't hold
basically.
your greasy fingerprints, definitely. Yeah. And like by typing on it a lot, I at least know from keyboard stuff, they don't shine.
So it's theoretically built to last a
Yeah.
while.
And then that is, if you guys are wondering, one of the things that Cooler Master is pushing with these mice, built to last, at a good price point.
Yeah.
Which $50, that's looking at your entry level for a high end mouse. For some reason, they then have this odd cardboard piece over the cable,
Protected, man.
protecting the cable. In my opinion, you probably could have just chucked it in there. I would have been fine with that. Now, one thing they could improve on this, and it's something that if you watch Rocket Jump Ninja, he would agree with me. Logitech has managed to figure out how to make the cable go like around it,
Yeah, they loop the cable.
so it doesn't get all like kinky.
Yep.
Do that in the future, Cooler Master.
Those things never come out.
We love you. We'd love you if you did that.
Yeah.
All right, so you got your standard stuff. You got your plastic on plastic, perfectly fine. Some brands are now going to like cardboard. Like I know, what was it? The Minex Castor was cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the Logitech ones are. Some of the lower end ones have cardboard.
Yeah.
Higher end ones are still plastic.
The G102 I have.
The one nice thing about a plastic shape like this is they do allow you to feel it, at least this shape, somewhat through the box without opening it.
Yeah.
Or try to go to a place that has them on display. Here, put your meat paw on there. It sounds solid, like not cheap. It feels like they almost have the ergonomics of like a Minix Castor on a slightly smaller mouse shape.
Yeah.
Because the Castor is and it's not like the Ikari Laser like I somewhat thought, because the Ikari Laser doesn't support your ring finger that much. It cuts off like probably like right about there. I really like how Cooler Master is doing this. Sort of started this with the Zornet. Even more so, their actual Cooler Master logo is blacked out. Personally, I turn off most logos on mice, both on Logitech and SteelSeries, because they blinded me. Now, this is a nice cable in the way of rubber. We'll get it unwrapped shortly here for the flexible test. We actually got a gold-plated cable, and then got a purple connector, which I think Cooler Master is really starting to change up their colors. Cooler Master used to, even on their cases and a lot of their stuff, always have like a striking color, but it seems like they're trying to make stuff more neutral. This is even better, I think. Here we can get yourself a little front view here. So that's where I'm getting the Naus influence. It's by no means as big as a Naus. It just kind of has that same like ergonomic, right hand, like really ergonomic, supportive right-handed feel.
It's like they took a Naus and they shrunk it.
Yeah, cut the butt off too a little bit, I think.
75 to 90% of the size.
And here's the right hand with the big right ring finger. And it gives you nice support, nice grip, and then you have a nice grip on this side too.
It has a bit of a lip right here too.
Yep. They did give you a rubber grip on the right side, I hear. As you saw earlier when I was on this side, no rubber grip on this side. I might have preferred to also have a rubber grip right there.
Probably would have helped a little bit, yeah.
So, and that'll just show in the review. That might be one thing that they could improve. It does seem like this cable, though, which we got right here, they've definitely improved on that because they've gone through. I don't know if I've had a Cooler Master mice, like two Cooler Master mice that had the same cable previously to this. This one, however, seems to be it's kinky. So came out actually pretty darn well just in the 5 minutes. Like normally, what you can do to get it out too is just run your hands along it. Try to like work it out. Seems good. Like, I don't know. For the most part, it seems really flexible. Now, this may be due to some feedback from other reviewers like Rocket Jump Ninja. So it does seem like that they're taking feedback from the community, and that's not saying that, say, a braided cable is bad. But if you look at braided cables and non-braided cables, you're more likely to get a decent cable with a rubber cable than a braided cable. There are some good braided ones. Logitech 502 comes to mind.
Razer's new ones are pretty decent too.
Yeah, this seems like a very good cable. Feeling it up here. Right and left click on point.
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought on that. Middle click. I think it's a solid middle click.
Yeah.
A little heavier than left and right click, which personally I prefer. DPI doesn't feel great, but
you can't really change DPI that
it's
often.
a DPI button.
Yeah.
I truthfully, you guys let me know in the comments or on Twitter if any of you actually use the DPI changing on mice in-game anymore, or if you just have like, oh, I got my desktop DPI and I got my gaming DPI. We looked at this guy. This is the MM520. By the way, bottom very flat, two nice big feet on the bottom, and a nice one over the thumb, which is good because not thumb, sorry, that's over your ring finger. They do actually have ways to get at the feet without like wrecking the mouse to peel them off, so they think people will be replacing them. I don't know if they offer replacement feet themselves. There weren't any in the box, and that is retail packaging we have. If you need some, you can try and go through Cooler Master. Otherwise, I normally get mine through Takasta, and I can link that down below. We're done with the 520. Sir Squeers is going to attack this. Well, don't attack it, please.
Just crack it open.
Crack it open.
With a newfangled butt opening method here.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that taught me the butt opening method.
I did?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because you opened up one of my mice at work.
I don't recall.
And wanted to use it, and I said I still need to take pictures of the boxes. And if you open it at the top, usually it's very obvious, because a lot of times on certain brands, they will put a sticker right over that flap.
Yeah.
So if you cut open the flap, it's very obvious that you've cracked it open. And personally, I like taking pictures of the retail packaging without like it being noticeably open. You know what I mean? Does it say in there anything?
Just the same thing basically with the Master Mouse 520 did. PBT buttons.
Same sort of setup with the plastic clamshell. Is it clamshell?
Yeah, I think it's the same one that the Mizar had that I have.
Here's the L-Core box. Finally got my hands on this. Only available in Europe. Maybe other places too. No, that's definitely different. Different packaging. Bigger box on the L-Core.
Did they say if they're still using the Alps encoder?
Yeah, and both mice do an Alps encoder on the scroll wheel, which is considered one of the best, if not the best, when it comes to encoders for mice wheels.
A little looser than the Mizar, but it's nice and distinct
Where's
steps.
This feels looser than even the.
This one?
Yeah.
Nah, it's about the same.
About the same?
Yeah. Probably the same encoder.
Oh, I think it just feels a different. I don't know if we can zoom in here, and the reason is if you look on the two mice here,
Yeah, you can tell.
the wheel on
It's more
the 520 sticks out more.
Yeah.
Whereas on the I almost called this a Mizar, the 530 is more into the
recessed,
the recessed in the thing. Now for FPS games that might be good because you're less likely to bump it.
Yeah.
I for one personally like the more exposed wheel.
Yeah.
It's better for browsing around in my opinion.
Yeah.
Whereas this would be if you use it more as a click, it's probably better.
The main buttons do feel a little tougher on the 530 than they do on the 520.
Probably a shell design.
Probably.
Also, the 520 does have the
it's more
concave to hold your finger grooves right here.
Yeah.
Whereas the 530, like the Mizar and L-Core, is flat.
Battery.
Yep. Oh, and both of these, in relation to weight, you're like 100 grams. 99. So not 100 grams. It's under 100 grams. And here's another thing. We got permission to crack these open. So now we're theorizing what's inside of here.
Yeah.
We'll be able to tell you.
We'll find out.
And we'll actually, I will make a thing about how to crack it open if you do and you want to void your warranty. We would not recommend that. I cannot recommend that.
Yeah. Good 2-year warranty on them, looks like.
We are, of course, going to review them first because we need working mice to do reviews. Which one do you think you're probably going to go after the...
I'd probably go after the claw grip one. Just because I really
the 520?
I'm a big fan of the Zornet. Yeah.
On the note of the claw grip one, he's probably not gonna like me for this, but maybe we should just give Squares this your combo. You know what I mean? And he'll be able to review the claw grip.
I don't have to review the keyboard, do I?
I mean that's part of this.
I was gonna say
to really know if it's keyboard for you.
Yeah.
We're talking a week of high use, 2 weeks of low to moderate use, like before you're gonna actually feel comfortable with the keyboard.
Sure.
Now, if after that amount of time you don't feel comfortable with it or you don't like it, you actually know if you don't like it.
Yeah.
If you just sit there and type on a keyboard a little bit, you're really not going to get the full extent. The reason why we were both interested in this is not only because Cooler Master does a good job of actually shipping these with good mice, which a lot of times you're gonna get this combo of meh keyboard with meh mouse, and this is their top of the line combo.
Let's crack this bad boy open. This $90 combo.
And $90 you're looking at, you could get a cheaper mechanical keyboard, not great quality one. So we're gonna hit the keyboard up first because we've already seen, not seen that mouse. We'll get to it, but we've definitely. It's the same shape as the 520.
Yeah, 520.
Same shape as the 520.
Cheaper buttons and I think a cheaper sensor.
So as you can hear, we got clicky.
Oh yeah. So what makes them click? Like a rubber dome Cherry.
Yeah, they are. One big thing that they are pushing at this is Cherry Max compatible, and I agree. So if you per se had this keyboard and wanted to upgrade your keycaps to PBT instead of your ABS painted and UV coated ones,
Mm-hmm.
you could. And then later down the line, when you're like, oh, I want to pick up my my Cooler Master Master Keys S, M, or L,
Mm-hmm.
you could take your nice new keycaps off of here and pop it on your board.
There, yeah.
And another thing that's big in my opinion, especially if you're going for aftermarket keycaps, which they are promoting because it is Stramex compatible, is their bottom row. Unlike most brands, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 1.5. So we're looking at a 3x1.5. That would make this a 6.25 spacebar, and then a 4x1.25. This means that is your standard ANSI keyboard layout. So it's a plunger over rubber dome that presses it. That gives you a better feel than just mushing rubber domes.
Yeah.
And then at some point in there is a mechanism that gives you the
Click. Yeah.
click.
Pretty close to the top. Like,
Yeah. So, and another thing, the one thing you gotta remember with rubber domes is, generally speaking, to actuate a rubber dome switch, you have to bottom it all the way out. Now, this is something that we will test and confirm, because this is, as I said before, just an unboxing video. And I'll look some more at their materials that they gave me to go more in depth on this switch. But it does seem to be, like, if you want something to feel like a mechanical switch, but you can't yet afford a mechanical switch, the big thing here, I guess, is because you would be able to get a mechanical board for cheaper than this set. But I know a lot of you out there are really into the RGB.
Yeah.
I'm personally not an RGB guy, but all you out there may be into that RGB. Besides the Mecha Mechanical keyboard, which will go into much more depth, because I'm really interested in these plunger style rubber domes.
It feels like a stickier Tokery switch, I would say.
So the question is the dome in here tactile itself?
What I want to know is, like, if the click actually is the actuation point.
Yep.
Or
and that's all going to come in testing.
Bottom out to actually actuate them. You can tell. You can tell that it's definitely a different sensor. You're just looking at the.
But here's the MM520 and here's the MS120 mouse. Yeah. The hole's the same. So like the shell, and talking to their rep, the physical shape, same shape. The downgrades you do get is, at least from what we can tell, no PVT for the clicks.
The body doesn't seem as textured. It seems a
yep,
little cheaper
no
plastic.
No PVT body.
No textured grip on the side here. It's smooth versus like the.
Well, it's still rubber though.
Yeah, it's not honeycomb though.
Yeah, it's just a rubber piece, not a textured rubber piece.
Yeah.
Cable, much worse.
Yeah, it's more plastic, more basic.
This one feels rubber.
Yeah.
This one feels plastic.
Yeah. Seems a little thinner, a little cheaper.
Which is
a little stiffer overall.
Understandable in a kit.
Yeah. Probably cheaper switches, I can imagine.
Definitely. But we are going to do an in-depth review. Video review for all of it, each individual one, maybe right up from David here on the site. I'll probably be doing the video reviews. We may have him come in. And then generally we will have some in-depth pictures of the insides, of course, side, front, top. If you want like high-res, not great lit, because I'm no Brandon from Linus Tech Tips or Dimitri from Harvard Canucks, but at least lit well so you can tell like the shape and that sort of stuff. We usually do that, and you'll get standard Squares pics with his 2-megapixel smartphone from 2010.
Potato phone.
This is basically the same shape, 3050 sensor. So what did I say, like 500, 750, 1500, and 3500.
Okay.
I guess that would be the other downside of this mouse is Dpi Selection. Your standard DPIs are going to be 400, 800, 1600,
3200,
2400 maybe in there as well, 3200. You're kind of going to be sticking to the 500 or your 1500, which are going to be slightly off of your 400 and your 1600. So if you do, like, some people measure their 360s and stuff like that, you're going to have to redo that.
I find it ironic that they're using the same sensor as the original Zornet.
Yeah. Hopefully it's improved.
Yeah, hopefully it's one of the later ones, and hopefully it doesn't skip immediately.
It's also mounted vertically, unlike the original Zornet, which is mounted 90-degree angle.
Hopefully it doesn't have pulling rate issues.
This just feels, of course, better in the meat paw.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of wishing I had a rubber grip though.
We should have the rubber on the thumb grip. That's what I'm wishing.
We really wanted to thank Cooler Master for sending these out and also letting us actually crack them open. So we're going to have follow-up reviews coming in within a week. So if you have any sort of comments or questions that you want us to answer in those more in-depth reviews, please hit us up on either Twitter. It's at Tech Exchange for the website and the channel, at TheProfosist and DSquares83. All that's going to be down in the description, or you can just hit us up in the YouTube comments, and we'll try to get the those questions answered for you. If any of you other companies out there want to test your products, just send them over here. I will break them. It's just a matter of time.
I don't have that issue. I can't say.
Well, we'll see you in the next video, guys, and thanks for watching this one.
Yeah.